Before we get started with the video today, guys, I want to let you viewers out there know that only a small fraction of you guys currently watching are actually subscribed to my channel, so make sure to smash that subscribe button for instant updates about videos that I release and other announcements, and also smash that like button to help my channel out. Enjoy the video. Yo, what is up, guys? It is Samool here, back with another Should You Pull Epic 7 YouTube video for you guys today. And today we have two Ice Thieves running on the banners actually, and it's Ran, which is a new unit actually, and we have Kise, an old unit, but she's very, very strong, don't get me wrong. I'm just going to say right off the bat that I think both of these are actually worth pulling for. These are both going to be mostly PvP focused units though. I'll go over their skills if you guys aren't sure what they do. But let me first start with Kise, because she is an older unit. You guys have probably seen her running around a lot. So Kise is a very, very strong PvP unit. In PvE, you can use her in like Wyvern and Fire Expedition, and even as like a single target DPS in other areas of content, but not really recommended. There's just a lot of better options, right? Like Sigrid is better, Luna is better, right? Which both have ran very recently, and Sigrid is a free-to-play unit. So yeah, Kise, mostly PvP unit. PvE, she doesn't have that much usage, but in PvP, she is a monster. She's very, very strong in RTA. She's a good carrot counter. She's a good DPS unit in general, especially if you have like a Amelia paired with her, because Amelia just boosts her over and over. If her Alexa basket procs, then she has 2 turns of greater attack buff. It's just really, really strong. She also is used on defense in Guild Wars. You can pair with like Cerise and Arby, which is the most common one, and she's just really annoying to deal with. And even in Guild Wars offense and Arena offense, you can use her a lot as well. So I think if you are a mid and late game player looking to break into some PvP and you're lacking some good DPS units, I think Kise is a very, very good pickup. The only thing is that if you are a bit more mid game than late game, you'll realize she has like the same gear requirements as like a DPS RB will. So you're gonna have to either split their gear, just gear RB over Kise a little bit better, or Kise over RB. So yeah, it's kind of hard to deal with because you're gonna need 2 good sets of PvP gear for DPS units. But if you can gear Kise, she's a monster. I use her all the time. She's just a very, very strong single target DPS. Now let me go over her skills real quick in case you guys did not know. So her S3 is going to be a single target attack, which gives her stealth and a barrier, so it makes her very, very hard to kill early on. And you usually build her very fast, like 260 speed plus at least, because you want her to take first turn or very close to first turn. She also will CR push herself after using this, so you'll get your next turn off without dying pretty easily. And also you want to realize that this attack is going to increase skill cooldowns by 1 turn twice. So what that means is if you S3 like Carrot, right, which is the most common target to S3, Kise is one of the biggest counter picks to Carrot, and you land on Carrot, you have 2 chances to increase your skill cooldown, so she can't do the S3 soul burn into S1 combo on one of your teammates and then they get one shot, which is nice because 15% chance. You have 2 chances to not get 15%, if that makes sense, because you're increasing skill cooldowns by 1 turn twice, right? So there's 2 chances that you can have at least one of them land, so that Carrot can't do that. Also go on just like any other unit in general, just increasing skill cooldowns very strong. You'll see this on like FCC, and if you do have her exclusive equipment on her, which you usually do run on her her S3 exclusive equipment, it actually will strip immunity buff as well. So yeah, very, very nice. I think it strips 2 buffs actually. So very, very strong skill, and it pairs really well with their S2 because you'll see that her S2 is an AoE attack which penetrates 30% defense, but it'll be 60% when you're stealth, and you get stealth from your X3. So you just S3, open her onto like a Carrot or whatever unit you want to reset that has a very annoying S3, and then you just S2 after and you do like a lot of damage. And then her S1 is a very powerful single target attack, and you'll see it's a 70% damage increase when the target is buffed. So in PvP, there's so many buffs, right? And you have to realize like 70% is super large increase to damage. It's almost double. And then when you soul burn this and it only costs 10 souls, like you can literally one-shot DPS units if they're buffed, just with the S1 soul burn. So like sometimes it'll S3, then after you don't even S2, you just soul burn S1 onto a unit and just do like 10k plus damage. It's really, really insane. Makes her very, very strong single target damage dealer in PvP with really good AoE capabilities against tanky units because of her S2 penetrating, right? It's a very strong unit. If you're breaking into PvP, especially into like RTA, I'd say like you want to pick her up. Very powerful DPS unit at the moment, although she's not as strong as she was before. She's fallen a bit in the tier list, I'd say, but she's still nonetheless very powerful. Now talking about her artifact, Albasteron, so I've never seen any unit in the game use this. Basically just increases your effectiveness and you have a chance to increase speed. Pretty pointless. Thieves just have so many good artifacts, right? You have Alexa's, you have Elia's knife, you have Moonlight Dreamblade, Violet Talisman, right? And sure, effectiveness does help Kise with their S3, but you don't really need it because her S3 is going to go onto units that don't build effect resist most of the time, like FCCs, like not Maid. Maid has effect resist. Carrot, right? And there's like other units you can use it on as well. Just try to hit units that are, not going to be primarily run on effect resist, and the speed is like pretty neglectable. It doesn't really do much. So yeah, Kise not must pull, but very, very good option to pull for mid late game players for PvP. You can honestly skip her if you really want, but I really recommend getting her. Ever since I pulled her a while back, I've used her so much since her buffs, and she's just very strong as a single target DPS. And Albastron, very easy skip. Don't buy this from the shop, guys. It's available from the shop, and you can pull for it on the banner. If you get it on the banner, keep one copy in case it gets buffed, but don't ever buy this from the shop. It's not worth it. So next we have Ran. So Ran is a big question mark because he just came out, right? So I'm just going to give my opinions. First, let's go over his skills real quick, because I did say his S3 is pretty overloaded. So his S3 is an AoE attack which strips 2 buffs, and then it has a 100% chance to inflict stigma, and an 80%, I think it's 85% actually, to decrease defense once you mull it. And you get skill nullifier on yourself, and you also will do more damage when you are faster, right? And you can S3 this to ignore effect resist, meaning that stigma will always land, and your defense break will be 85%, right? Minimum. So stigma is you heal less, you get healed less, and you actually don't get CR pushed as much. So, this could be a good option for like G purges. There's a lot of healing in the game at the moment, so it's a very nice debuff, I guess. It's kind of like new, so it's kind of like a question mark anyways, but yeah, you can just see in his S3 though, there's so many effects going on, right? So it can't be bad, right? And you'll see like his S2 is going to be a immunity buff to everyone for 2 turns, and you get attack buff on yourself, and then you get an extra turn. So you just S2, immunity buff everyone, get attack, and then you S3, and then you have the attack buff, and you scale with speed, so you should do a decent amount of damage. And his S1 is going to be a penetrating attack, that single target, which also scales with speed. So you're most likely gonna want to build him on speed, right? Very, very fast as an opener. And the thing is, it's really easy to do that because his base speed is the highest in the game, along with Kairon, I believe, at 129. So his speed is super fast. So you can break 130 speed, or not 130, what am I saying? 300 speed, like, easily with him if you have good gear. Make him a very good opener. Now, I'm not going to go out and say he's broken, because, like, people haven't tested him yet, as far as I know. But I can say for sure, if he takes first turn, he's going to be very, very strong. He's probably very good in cleave teams, right? Because, you CR push less, you get healed less as well. Also, might be okay as a bruiser opener, because you have this immunity buff to your team. So in like arena offense, you can actually, especially for newer players, right, where you don't have a lot of immunity, you can actually run him for like early game, mid game PvP, and not really worry about having to, put immunity set on everyone, so you don't get, debuffed by all those debuffs that are out there right now. So yeah, very, very nice. I think it's a pretty decent unit. I'm not going to say he's like broken, but he definitely seems like on the strong side, especially if you're looking to like cleave, and like I said, for early game, mid game players, very nice because you have that immunity buff. Now, that's just my opinion. I'm not going to, take any risks and say he's broken, because I don't think he's going to be like super broken, but I do think he's going to be at least like pretty decently strong. So his artifact is going to be, right here, Sword of the Winter Shadow. Basically just gives him attack, and then what will happen is when you use a non-attack skill, I think this goes to 100% at plus 30, you'll have a chance to remove 15 souls from the enemy. So the thing is, like, you're going to have this at plus 30 if you want to use this, right? Because if you think about it, if you get RNG'd and don't remove souls, which only matters in RTA, by the way, or even in like arena defenses, but I don't know if you'd run them on defense, because defenses, you need to be really tanky at the moment. The thing is, like, yeah, if you don't have this at plus 30, you can't use it. So, like, would I even recommend buying this in the shop? I say if you have like a lot of powder and you're like a whale, maybe. But I feel like this is not going to be usable until you have this at plus 30, because if you do run this and you don't get the remove soul effect in RTA, which this is primarily going to be used in, it's going to be pretty useless, right? Because the only non-attack skill he has is going to be his S2, and that's every 4 turns. So yeah, I guess it's 3 turns, because you do get an extra turn and you can S3, but yeah, I don't think it's worth it in my opinion. Unless like while you're pulling for him, you get 1,000,000 copies, and then you can, buy one to get to max limit break, I guess. But I think the artifact's not that great. Like, I don't even know if you'd run this on him. I feel like you just run him on basket like every other unit in the game. But yeah, because I think if you proc basket on turn 1 and then S2, I'm pretty sure you get the 2-turn greater attack buff, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong, but yeah, I think you just run him on basket anyways, or just like any other artifact. Probably basket though, now that I think about it. But yeah, I don't think his artifact's that good unless you can max it out, guys. So probably not worth buying. So that's what I think about the new unit Ran, and if you guys should pull for him or not. And Kise as well, because her banner's running alongside him. Ran is going to be a week longer. You'll see at the bottom here, it ends on the 28th of October. Kise will end in a week, so we'll get another unit replacing her. But yeah, personally, I think both of these are very, very PvP focused units. I think Kise is technically the safer pull at the moment, but Ran is a big question mark. Maybe when people find super OP builds on him and you know, strats to run him with, he's actually better. But for now, I think Kise, from my knowledge, is going to be the safer pick because she's already very strong in PvP. Ran is kind of a question mark, but I do expect he'll be at least decent. So yeah, I think if you're looking to get into PvP, guys, these banners are good for you guys. If you're mostly focused on PvE, you can honestly ignore these banners. Even as an early game player, you don't have to pull for these because these are more like mid game, late game, mostly late game focused banners because Kise is pretty hard to build without really good gear, and Ran is also as well because you need him to be super fast, right? Because you need him to initiate. So newer players, I would probably hold on to my bookmarks, honestly. Mid game, late game players who want to get into PvP, it might be good options to pull for depending on what you need between like a DPS and like an opener for cleave or, you know, immunity buff or whatever. So yeah, thanks for watching my video, guys, and as always, like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope this video helped you out, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace!